Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Pinball FX2. So we're gonna do Star Wars Darth Vader here. Now, when I think about the tables I've liked The Force Awakens, Rebels, Han Solo was okay. I didn't like Droids. I did like Episode 4, and I didn't like the Master Force. So that's like 3. I didn't like Episode 6, and I didn't like Starfighter Assault. So 3 tables, I think, of how many is that? 9 I've played, and there are 4 remaining. But this is Darth Vader, so maybe they did a good job on this. I think they probably should have, but they probably should have a lot of times. Waste 5 X-Wings in the trenches run mode. Accomplish the final mission. Alright, so we're not going to accomplish the final mission, I can tell you that right now. So this is going to be thematically black and red for the Empire. And it's going to have some interesting sides to it. And here we're getting a little intro cutscene. Now, is the table going to have anything to do with that mask on the back, or is the mask just there? And are we going to be able to start the missions in different orders? Here we have a couple of ramps that are crossover. There's pop-up bumpers, and it looks like a spinning target for main missions. A ramp there, a cross shot, a sinkhole target, in lanes and out lanes. Nothing on the slingshots. Just simple nuts on top of the screws and a simple pattern. They didn't even cap the nuts. In fact, we can see screw there, which is kind of weird. We're seeing virtual hardware holding down pieces of the game. It doesn't seem like that mask in the back does anything though. And you spell Empire by doing the ramp up there. Looks like there's a really difficult cross shot up there. Then tractor beam block. Is that a magnetic thing or drop down targets on the left? We'll have to see. And then Darth Vader is 5 in lanes. So let's get our favorite view. Ship assembly of Darth Vader. Select with.
Still alive. Get a medical capsule immediately.
So there's a lot of like things that have just started.
Your hate is made you powerful. I can feel your anger.
They're moving out of the way, these targets. Okay, so that opens to a magnetic, like, central area.
Good.
This is weird, but it's working.
Can you hear me?
I'm getting like 1,000,000 points.
Where's Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right?
It seems in your anger you killed her.
I couldn't have. She was alive. I felt her. She was alive. It's impossible. No!
So this is
New enemy, Luke Skywalker. You have done well, Lord Vader.
So I don't even know when that scene takes place, if it's in episode 4 or episode 3, I think it's in episode 3, as they're kind of telling the tale over again and changing it. But you have the Emperor lying to him, saying he killed
to destroy the
Padme,
planet is insignificant next to the power of the
his
Force.
love,
I have
and
been
the mother of
expecting
Luke
you.
and Leia. Let's see, mission. Okay, I can select any mission. We'll start with mission 1. That's good. And so this just comes down and gives you like a monitor. It's a cool idea, I suppose, because I can just ignore it. Unlike all the other tables we've seen up to this point, there's like no 3D model walking around distracting me. There's just this movie in the very far background where my eyes should never be anyways. So just keep the ball in play. I don't know what I'm supposed to actually be aiming for. Seems like that left ramp or loop. That's gonna be a difficult shot. And I didn't get it, so whatever.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
We are getting the Star Wars music yet again, but all the other voicing and bits that are being said are very subtle. Haven't heard any negative terms yet.
He's just a boy. Obi-Wan can no longer help him. He found something.
And what's funny here is they're actually doing a pretty decent job of telling the story. So, what you could do in a real pinball or a feature pinball is just have a list of sound files, and when you do something, the next sound file on the playlist plays. And that way you're always told the story regardless of how you play the game. The only issue there is if you die a lot, you won't get to the end.
We have a new enemy, Luke Skywalker.
Right kickback activated.
There we go. Right kickback activated.
You have done well, Lord Vader.
Commence primary ignition.
So when I hit with the upper playfield
Target drill.
right
Hurry
flipper,
up.
I need to then immediately hit with the left flipper to combo it.
Hurry up, end it.
So 16 million. $16 million on their first ball, and the ball lasted a good long time. We're still kind of having the issue that we have with all Zen tables where there's really only one thing in the main mode you can do and should shoot for, and that is to start the next mission.
Found something.
So every time I go up one of these ramps, every time I do something else, it's barely giving us any points,
Disturbance in the Force.
and it's not what the game wants us to do. Did that say 12 more times up that ramp?
Hurry up.
That's it. The rebels are there.
Everything is proceeding as I had foreseen.
I like the spinning
Fantastic.
lit up like targets. It's a new toy. We haven't seen something completely like it. There was something somewhat similar in BioLab, but it The way it worked in
I've been
Biolab was
expecting
different.
you.
We'll start mission 2, I guess. In a lot of ways, I think
is here.
if you just made a movie
Fantastic.
following Darth Vader, you probably would have a good tale there. So it wants me to hit the ramp over there on the
All
left,
save activated.
and I'm trying to hit that thing on the left, but not succeeding. Same issue as always with the ramps being far at the upper playfield and sharp angles. So not easy shots. Most of these tables feel like they're playing on hard mode, but just because a shot is difficult on a table doesn't make the table fun or even like a good table to practice on. Whatever table you want to become an expert on should be the table you practice on to begin with, and I just don't see a purpose at all for the for really sharp angled ramps far from the bottom of the playfield. Alright, so we played pretty good there, not knowing what we're doing. Let's see what more we can do. You get ball saved by hitting those 4 targets, which is kind of a smaller number than usual, and I can see there's 2 other targets that aren't being included in that. Kickbacks by spelling Darth Vader, which actually is too much because it's 5 or 10. Increase your multiplier by hitting the 3 rollovers and spelling Empire, which is 6. So, like, the idea of spelling things when the words have to be thematically appropriate is a problem. They need to just use pictures like that other table. 5 extra balls per game can be earned by hitting the multiplier times 10 or the Empire Award mode. Consecutive ramp shots give you combos. Rebel base hurry up hits that, then that cross shot, which we haven't seen, and you have to spell Rebel. Yep. Yeah, so to activate Rebel base mode, you have to hit the cross shot in the mid left of the table and then start that. Tie X1 hurry up is done by hitting the bumpers. Trench run the activation by hitting that hole, but I don't think I can hit that hole straight on. I think the only way I can get it is by shooting with the top left flipper, hitting the bumper or the wall and bouncing it in. So almost impossible shot. Entrance run mode, again this is use the flippers to steal and the launch button to shoot. Again, I guess in the same way that Fear itself only had one of those that we ever saw, it's alright if every table just has one non-pinball dot matrix style game, although it's not dot matrix anymore. Spell force for the force hurry up. Target drill, shoot the ramp 6 times for target drill. Spell Sith by hitting that. Tractor beam multi-ball. Spelling tractor beam by shooting the whirlwind pool, which more tables should have used the whirlwind pool idea. A lot of these things could have been used more. Shoot it again to lock the ball after you spell tractor beam, which, remember, tractor beam is 11 characters, so you have to hit it potentially 11 times. Pod multi-ball by spelling pod. flattering result. There's all these multi-balls, and I'm not sure I'm gonna get any of them. The main important thing, though, is the main mission starter, which is there. Mission 1 is do that. Mission 2 is do that. Mission 3 is do that. Mission 4 is do that. Mission 5 is do that. It doesn't even really matter. Because it's still a lot of just hit the flashing whatever. Skip the assembly or start the assembly. So there's this... Why would I want to skip the assembly? Let's try it. Let's just see why... I guess if you just wanted to get into the game and not see the assembly thing, but didn't it also give me a multi-ball? So every time it goes around, it gives you a letter on the tractor beam. So you may get...
the tractor beam, it's pulling us in.
May get a lot more
We
than
have a
normally.
new enemy, Luke Skywalker.
So Darth Vader doesn't know that
The
Luke
ability to destroy the planet
Skywalker
is insignificant
is
next to the power of the
his
Force.
son, I think? Or maybe he does.
Tractor beam lock is lit. Left kickback activated.
Like,
You found something. Prepare my starfighter.
it may very well be that
Kickback.
You have
He-
done well, Lord
as soon as he
Vader.
sees Luke, he knows that it's his son, or maybe as soon as he meets up with Luke, he senses it's his son. I don't know. They don't kind of meet until midway through the second episode 5, I think. That should lock the ball. I kind of wish the tractor beam had a way you could lock the ball quicker, though. But, I suppose this works.
He's just a boy. Obi-Wan can no longer help him. Right kickback activated.
Are we ready to start a mission? No, we
Everything
still
is
have to do 3
proceeding
more
as I
hits.
had foreseen.
Too
There
many
is
hits
a
to
great
start a mission.
disturbance in the Force.
That's it. The rebels are there.
Even if I could take off, I'd never get past the tractor beam.
I don't get why they make it so hard to start a mission. Can't they just, like, have one sinkhole? When you hit that sinkhole, you start a mission. It's still incredibly difficult to finish the missions. See, I've got to hurry up
Tractor
here.
beam lock is lit.
I have been expecting you.
Let's start mission 4 here.
Welcome, young Skywalker. I'm looking forward
So
to
this is kind of
completing
the
your training.
combined,
In time,
the
you will
combined
call
scenes
me
of episode 4, 5, and
Master.
6.
You're gravely mistaken. You won't convert me as you did my father.
Am I supposed to do something here, or am I just watching a cutscene? I really am just watching a cutscene.
Nice shot.
So what am I supposed to hit now? I don't see anything flashing. What am I supposed to do? I guess I'm supposed to go up this ramp. I see something blinking far in the top right. And that's it. Doesn't seem like there's a timer going on. So, this is nice. I've never appreciated them having timers on the missions.
Left kickback activated.
I suppose it's worth mentioning that there is the slow down time button that's by default disabled. That is a nice feature that could eventually prove itself useful if you were going to play a table for a long time. But I think instead of having a button to slow down time, more of a dynamic system. Perhaps. Because I think you could program it so it slows down time, none when the ball is going up the playfield, or towards a flipper, or away from a flipper. It goes at maximum speed. And then as the ball is approaching the lower playfield, it slows down a little bit. It would be a very weird way to play the game if it was just dynamically giving you this bullet time all the time without you controlling it, but it might be an interesting way to play too.
Hurry up, ended.
I sense something. A presence I have not felt since.
What would be really funny as a joke is if somebody just put quick time events in pinball and that's all you did. So it's like press A now and the ball is just on a set path. But even if you did that as a joke, half the critics would say you probably planned to have a real pinball game in it and you couldn't get it to work. Alright, multi-ball. Gotta love multi-ball, even though I'm getting way more quick multi-balls for 2 balls than I am 3-ball multi-balls. So we got a blue glowing ball. I got 2 blue glowing balls.
Everything's proceeding
Now we have a 6 glowing red ball.
Fantastic. My TIE fighter is ready.
On the tractor beam, it's pulling us in.
multi-ball ended.
Yep. And see, that's the thing. The nastiest thing the Emperor even says here is
Practically lock is lit. I sense something.
Is
A presence
multi-ball
I have not felt
ended.
since. Odd lock is lit.
It's like they finally got the message that people don't want to hear negative feedback, even if it's in character and it's not directed at you.
Commence primary ignition.
So is that ball?
Hurry up, ended. Tie X1. Hurry up.
Man, this music though. This music is driving me crazy. Nobody needs this much Star Wars music in their life. You just don't. George Lucas didn't listen to the Star Wars music as much as this.
You found something.
I'm jokingly saying.
I have been expecting you.
Let's do mission 5, I guess.
Now, fulfill your destiny and take your father's place in my side.
Never. I'll never turn to the dark side.
So be it, Jedi.
Balls. kind of stuck there. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to hit this ramp over there on the left. The difficult ramp to do. So,
All save activated.
just trying to get the ball on the right flipper is proving difficult. And then making the shot, it shows a lack of skill on my part.
Nice shot.
There we go. So I made that, but did that do what I wanted? No. Still says hits left 3. What am I supposed to be shooting at then? Am I supposed to be doing the center lane? Am I supposed to... The mission just ended there. There was a timer on it. So some missions do have timers, some missions don't. I prefer none of them have timers.
Hurry up, end it.
I kind of am willing to
Presence I have not felt
say,
since.
sure, hurry-ups have timers, missions should not. And then you kind of get the best of both worlds. Possibly the worst of both worlds too, but
He's just a boy.
it's kind of
Obi-Wan
balanced.
can no longer help him.
But the main
That's
goal
it.
of the tables are to
There.
do all the missions. So you would think an average player
Starfighter.
playing pinball tables should eventually be able to do all the missions on a table in one playthrough. And that's just not the case in real world pinball, and it's just not the case here. That's one mistake that Pinball FX could certainly have corrected. Just making things easier, giving
I have
people a
been
better
expecting
chance.
you.
So we'll start with mission 1 again.
We're doomed.
So I have 45 seconds to shoot the Rebel cross shot, which I'll never make that. There's no way that's gonna work. So forget mission 1 altogether. There's no chance. I would have to hit the outer loop on the left to get the ball to go around, then hit it with the flipper on the top right. See, that almost made it there. If there were more sinkhole targets that would then eject the ball in that mode right in front of that flipper, you might have a chance.
Target drill. Hurry up.
The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Really. The Force is stronger than the
Save
Death Star
activated.
You
Destroyer.
have done well, Lord Vader.
Interesting. And see, it's weird, as we're going on further into these tables, as I'm trying to wrap up this series, but I'm not really that close to finishing. I'm running out of things to say in general. It's very repetitive to sit here and say the same issues. Ideally, I bet
Even if
this
I
is
could
a
take
series
off,
that
I'd never get past the tractor
people
beam.
will
Hurry up.
pop in and pop out of, and not particularly just sit there and watch every single recording in a row, but I would very much be happy if they did watch every recording.
Everything is
So
proceeding
being a little
as I
repetitive
have foreseen.
isn't a huge issue. But I kind of like this table. I think thematically it's a good one. Doing Darth Vader, he's the favored bad guy.
Hurry up, end it.
It's pretty easy to play it. We've been playing for 30 minutes. And anytime I run into a good table, it's kind of like, well, I'm kind of done at this point, too.
He's still alive. Get a medical
So-
capsule immediately.
So this initial phase is a little weird,
I can feel
but it gives you
your anger.
a lot of points. And I bet the highest score that you get gets applied every time you skip, like it did in Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I've never seen a real pinball table do this, because I think it would be silly.
Your hate has made you powerful, Lord Vader.
But
Can you hear me?
Yes,
if I'm
my
getting
master.
millions and millions of points, like 4 or 5 million before even starting the game,
Is she safe?
like,
Is she all right?
It seems in your anger, you killed her.
and I'm not even certain what went down that had Darth Vader join the dark
She was
side.
alive. I felt her. She was alive. It's impossible.
So that's like 10 million before we even start. So unless
Back activated.
the skill shot that we potentially lost there
Skywalker,
is worth
you
10
have done
million.
well, Lord Vader.
It's definitely worth it to play that first mode. Why that isn't just mission 1 and then they have one more mission, I don't know. It does seem a little weird.
Prepare my
I guess it is a nice compromise if you want to have a mission start and you don't want to just allow them to always start a mission and then move on. The other thing that they have failed to do
Presence I have not
on
felt
any of these
since-
tables is they have never, under the random awards,
You found
given us the
something.
ability to start a mission. And that should be a definitely easy to get random award. In fact, it probably should be the default random award. So then you would have
Is lit.
2 places on the table to start that mission. Start a
All
mission.
locked.
Was the ball locked? Good. For a different multi-ball. I'd like to be able to do the
Right
trench
kickback
road.
activated. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force. That's it. The rebels are there.
We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
So we have Han Solo saying a couple lines here, but barely having any
Everything
part.
is proceeding as I had foreseen. Target drill. Hurry up. Hurry up. End it.
Skill shot missed. Tractor beam.
Practically lock is lit. I sense something. A presence I have not felt since Orent's primary ignition.
See, that's a full figure 8 when you can get that to work.
My TIE fighter is ready.
Come on, try fighting mode.
He's just a boy. Obi-Wan can no longer help him. All lock is lit. Kickback.
Half of these kickbacks don't throw the ball back out the out lane, which means you lose an opportunity to spell some stuff and get a kickback back again.
All locked.
See, we're on the third ball, and we have only gotten 6 million on top of the 10 million from that initial assembling of him. But if I could play the initial mission to its maximum, maybe 20, maybe 30 million by default every time.
Even if I could take off, I'd never get past the tractor beam.
Sith. Hurry up.
So 25 bumpers to hit. What am I aiming for?
That's it. The rebels are there.
There is a great disturbance in the Force. Target drill. Hurry up.
I'm starting a bunch of things here. I don't know if they're the right things though. Guess not.
Hurry up, end it.
Score multiplier times 2.
You have done well, Lord Vader. Faltering is all of multi-ball.
Great kickback activated.
Force, hurry up.
So I got hurry ups and multi-ball going on at the same time. It seems like. Let's keep these balls in play if I
All
can.
save activated.
All save activated, that's nice.
Hurry up, end it.
All saved. Nice shot.
What am I supposed to be doing though with the multi-ball? Where's the jackpot?
Found something.
Everything is proceeding as I had foreseen.
I'm just keeping the ball in play,
Sit.
but what do I actually aim for?
Something. A presence I have not felt since. All save activated. All saved.
Different color balls.
Is lit.
What do they mean? What do they do?
That's it. The rebels are there. Kickback.
There we go.
Ended.
We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
Target drill. Hurry up. Hurry up. End
So we
it.
went through that
We
whole
have a
multi-ball
new
and just
enemy.
don't know
Luke
what we were doing.
Skywalker. POD multi-ball. You have done well, Lord Vader.
So here we go. 3-ball multi-ball. Maybe we can do something
Everything is
better.
proceeding as I had foreseen.
I don't even know what POD means, but oh, I guess it's
The
pod.
planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force. Tractor beam lock is lit.
Multi-ball ended.
Darn it.
Tractor beam multi-ball.
I just started one multi-ball after the other.
Fantastic.
Now, at this rate, you might make the argument there's too many multi-balls. Although that is kind of a very, very
Sense something.
difficult argument to make. Because I do love a multi-ball. I would say maybe combine a couple of those multi-balls and instead of and give more ball saver and have them go, you know, let's press the launch button to speed this up.
Master.
You're gravely mistaken.
Because
you won't convert me as you did my father.
Because it kind of sucks to go on a multi-ball and then lose the multi-ball and then start another multi-ball and then lose that multi-ball. The fact that that was a possibility seems a little silly. The fact that we didn't hit any jackpots and didn't even really know where the jackpots are, if there are any. Same is the case here. I think I'm supposed to be shooting up the surrounding center ramp.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
Your thoughts betray you, Father. I feel the good in you, the conflict.
So
All save activated.
I think I'm just trying to hit the blinking lights on the spinning dowel up there for this mission. I have 3 seconds left. Now it wants me to hit the left out lane. That's going to be a difficult shot.
Amazing.
There we go, jackpot. See, I got a jackpot just in, but the only reason I even knew I got a jackpot is because I looked up at the dot matrix screen. Alright. So that's 41 million. That might be our biggest high score to this point. Let's play again. So this time I'm going to skip the assembly and see what my score is. Oh, it's totally 0. So unlike Guardians of the Galaxy, where when you skip that mode, it gives you the high score of the previous times you've done it. Here, skipping the assembly just means you don't get that score. That is very much more like a traditional pinball table, but traditional pinball tables don't have extra modes before the game even starts. It seems silly. Particularly if you're trying to practice, because then you have to go through this whole section that you might be very good at before you can get to the section that you're very bad at and practice on that. That's one of the things that pinball versus regular video games has a slight advantage on, is you're always on the same table, or almost always on the same table. All the shots that you will make throughout the entire game of the pinball table are kind of right at your fingertips. Whereas if you're trying to be a speedrunner at a standard video game, you would have to have a save file, load that save file, run through the level you're practicing. Then when you're done running through that level, the practice, you have to go back and load the save file again, which can be a lot of extra time. Here, if you want to make a the left ramp shot, you shoot the left ramp, and then if you miss it, you just get control of the ball again, and you try to shoot for the left ramp again. And the fact that I skipped and didn't get the 10 million that I got before kind of makes this a lost game already. You might as well just lose the ball and start again.
Lock is lit. He's just a boy. Obi-Wan can no longer help him.
There is a great disturbance in the Force.
But as far as this table, what more would I want added or changed? Well, this table is not as great as Excalibur, certainly. Excalibur seems to be still this really weird, this like really strange exception to the standard way they make all their other tables. So I would have the ramps closer to the center playfield or the lower playfield. I'd have these multi-balls last longer. I would have it more obvious and easier to hit the right thing. I think I probably am hitting the right things by going out to the flashing lanes, but the game is not giving me audio like feedback saying that you did it right. So while it doesn't fall into the mistake of saying negative things, it still kind of doesn't just have a yes where they go yes, good, excellent. They do say excellent, but it they need really to be, when you hit a jackpot, it needs to specifically say jackpot
Vader.
And skill shot, so we know that's what we did. There seems to be a slight over-reliance on the spinning toy for missions. So, again, it's one of I'm hitting all these targets, but they're the wrong targets, so they're not doing anything. 34 seconds.
Found something.
So we're just
fantastic
playing. So here we're getting a quiet moment in the music, and you're just hearing the flippers. This is the pinball I know. This is the true music of pinball. If I may be so dramatic, and we don't get any of that. Because the music is just always overplaying it. I am so used to hearing flip, 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 flip on everything. Okay, we'll go back to mission 1.
We're doomed.
The fact that I'm just now realizing that I haven't been hearing the flippers that much is also odd, but so we're on our third ball, and we're almost up to 13 million.
That's it. The
almost slightly above 13 million.
All block is lit.
There we go. So definitely worth it to play the assembled Darth Vader mode.
Still alive. Get a medical capsule immediately.
So we want to hit as many of these as possible.
Good. I can feel your anger. Good. Your hate has made you powerful.
So I'm
Lord Vader.
trying here to get as many of these as possible.
My master. Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right?
It seems in your anger you killed her.
I couldn't have. She was alive. I felt her.
So
She was alive. It's impossible.
that's the maximum score you can get is 10 million. Oh well. So still totally worth it, but not like Guardians of the Galaxy where you theoretically could get a billion points in that first node.
New enemy.
And that carries over for every other time you skip. See, why not just make that mission 0 or mission 1? Start it at the beginning,
Something. Kickback.
always, and have the people
Ability
play.
to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force. I sense something.
Darn
A
it.
presence I have not felt since.
I think the plunger there is a part of the Empire's Death Star reactors
You
or
have
something.
done well, Lord Vader.
We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
Yeah, I don't think I would really
Air my
add
starfighter.
anything to this table. I think I'd just slightly change some angles, slightly change some locations of the ramps, modify the multi-ball so it lasted longer, and make the trench road mode easier to start because we haven't been able to see that. Make all the missions a little easier
Commence
to
primary
finish
ignition.
because we haven't finished any of them. I don't think I'd
Beam lock is
change
lit.
anything about the assembling Vader section.
Right kickback activated.
It looks like
There
there's
is a
this
great
ramp
disturbance in the Force.
on the top right that I'm never gonna get because of the top left flipper being in where it is. So that element could easily be cut out and modified since
He's just a
I'm not
boy.
even gonna
Obi-Wan
be
can
able
no longer
to
help him.
accomplish anything. I love that there are just nuts
Everything is
nuts and bolts
proceeding as I
holding
have
the
foreseen.
standard pinball table slingshots down.
All
Nothing,
save
nothing
activated.
fancy even needed on the slingshots. It just lets me see the ball
Fantastic.
right where I need to when I need to see the ball. So sometimes nothing is better than something.
Hurry up, end it. Safe. Hurry up.
Too many hurry ups, but I really can't complain about them too much. They're easy enough to ignore. And if you get them,
I sense
good.
something. A presence I have not felt since.
I have been expecting
Let's do
you.
mission 2 now. Try to speed this up as much as
He
possible.
is here.
So I'm trying to get this right out lane,
Awesome.
and now what am I trying to shoot? The left out lane. Missed it.
Hurry up, end it.
And I lose them all. Let's see, 54 minutes. So that's as good time to stop as anyways, because I'm just playing the game and being quiet. I could see myself putting another hour into Darth Vader. I could see myself playing this table more. So our top high score was 41 million, which adds to our other high scores, which gets a super score up to 1594. and that multiplies now by the 41 tables we played to give us a wizard score of 65,354. Now, as we exit out, the achievements: get 5 X-Wings in the trench run, never started that, accomplished the final mission, never accomplished, we didn't finish any of them, so that's a problem. Now, we have here a massive amount of cheating that has to be here. It has to be. 230 billion 930 million score. The next highest person is 115 billion 462 million, and then number 3 is at 20 million, number 4 is at 16 million, number 5 is at 13, and then it slowly goes down. So, like, I could maybe buy the 20 billion, particularly when we look at our high scores. 41 million. Yeah, that seems 50 times better than my high score. Maybe, yeah, certainly. But then 250 times my high score? I don't think so. Like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And that my math is probably totally wrong. Like, that jump is ridiculously high. Cheaters, definitely. And then this jump is even more ridiculously high. And that's certainly how you get these super high super scores, which then turns around and gives you super high pinball wizards. Still no friends to challenge me or any of this. What they should do on games like this that are old and don't have much of a thing is they should just say, look, we have 10 people playing at random right now in the entire world, because maybe right now there is only 10 people playing Pinball FX2. Let's just say, hey, do you want to randomly friend these people? Here, you could friend these 10 random people, or we have 100 people online, we'll give you a list of 10 that if you'd like to randomly friend them. Just click here and we'll do that, because then you could get a challenge in the Pinball King and all that. Otherwise, I'm probably never going to get it, because there isn't a lot of motivation for people to friend people on Steam. There just really isn't. And so it doesn't happen that much. And a lot of people play console gaming, so that becomes an issue too. If you're not playing PC Steam, you're not part of the group there. Alright, so let's look at the local high scores. The expected high score was 1 million points. Every game that made a score beat that by far. 13 million, 18 million, 19 million, 23 million, and 41 million. And that seems really crazy, because you can get 10 million on just assembling Darth Vader. Weird. That is very weird, but also very good, because we have another Star Wars table we like. Of the 3 remaining Star Wars table, each one of these has a very good reason why they should be good. Like, Episode 5 should definitely be good. The Clone Wars cartoon, that's their only shot to promote the Clone Wars cartoon. The other one is the Rebels cartoon that came out later. So that should be good. And Boba Fett is a very popular character, so that one should be good. Now, theoretically, all of these levels should have been good for Star Wars, but whatever. Next time we're going to do the Infinity Gauntlet, which is a big deal in the Marvel Universe, so that has a reason also to be good. I'm not holding my breath, though. And then we will do Paranormal, and see how that turns out. But that's for another time. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.